Alrighty, welcome back everyone. It is LaughNgamez here. I'm back and it is time for another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot cast. I'm excited to cast this one. You guys may see a couple of familiar names here. We're on the map Stargazer's AI. That's not the familiar part. The bots are. We've got Tier Terran facing off against Eris. And for those of you that don't know, these guys have actually been the features of my past few videos, so this works out perfectly, sort of as a summation of what we've seen of them. Although this could be completely different, who knows. Yeah. So I don't usually do repeats of videos, but one of these bot authors actually suggested this game. And so that, in my mind, has very high standing as far as what games I want to cast goes. When a bot author comes out and says, look, this is my project, I'd love it if you cast this game. And so yeah, I'm glad to be able to cast this one. Tier T taking on Eris. Tier T showed to be a phenomenal bot the past couple of replay casts I played. Eris, I got a bit more hands-on doing some 1v1s against it, losing the first time, spoilers alert. The second time I was able to take it down with a classy cheese. And basically all that did was inspire me to keep playing more of these bots, and it really is, from the little bit that I've done, incredibly humbling seeing how good these bots are. Like, you don't even think about it. Like, even as a commentator commentating pro games in StarCraft 2, you see games and you think, that's easy. It's so easy to point out the flaws. Even if you're conscientious about that kind of thing, it's still easy to overlook and whatnot, to really point out the flaws, because that's what you talk about naturally in the pursuit of perfection. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, for this, another bot versus bot match, make sure to go ahead and hit that like button. We have got 28 supply available for Eris right now, so go ahead, let's try and hit 28 likes on this video. If we can do that, that would be phenomenal. And of course, comment down in the description down below, more bots, more bots. Yeah, more bots, more bots, more bots, however you want to put it. But we've got Eris taking on Tier T. Tier T so far going for a safe expansion build. Factory on the way here for Tier T. Eris going up to 3 bases. So far, nothing out of the ordinary or whatnot. I remember commentating Eris, I believe, on Stargazers before. It did have difficulty taking this map, which is this base here, because of the mineral field, which is significant. We've got Tier T going for its ghost style, which made it popular in the past couple of games. Was it actually Eris that Tier T played against? Is this a rematch that I'm casting? Pardon me while I pull up my own YouTube as reference. No, it was Tier taking on Zoe. So this is a different Zerg bot, pardon me. It was Zoe that had difficulty taking this mineral patch. We'll see if Eris is going to have the same difficulty or not. Yeah. Now we've got a Ghost Academy on the way, or finished up, a Ghost on the way for Tier T. Just going for that low eco, high value play. Just going to keep building up that army supply. As these bots are cruising currently at, let's pull that up. 12,000 APM, 11,000 more so for Tier. And are just a casual 6,000 currently for Eris. So you guys can take that as a clear indicative of these bots' skill. One's got a higher APM than the other, so clearly, it's the better bot. Jokes aside, we've got a Roachwarren and Burrow on the way here for Eris. Bots with their infinite APM basically means you want to go for things that have high micro rewards, and Burrow is one of those things. Now a Starport's on the way here for Tier T. Overlord scouting on in for Eris. We'll see if Tier's going to react to this and go kill that Overlord. That's an interesting thing that not all bots may take into account, an Overlord flying over their base, particularly if they have, say, a damage response. An Overlord doesn't deal damage, it's just getting some free scouting done. Hellions, Ghosts, Marauders, and Tanks. Tier T playing just that lethal Razorblade style. Ghosts, high damage, Tanks, high damage, Marauders, high damage against certain units, and then a Raven on the way as well behind this. Going to use that to be able to hand out detection and whatnot. But funnily enough, yeah, Eris's Overlord chilling over this base has not been identified. A little bit of a headache there for programmers of Terran bots, or any bot, having to deal with the Zerg Overlord flying into your base. May have some of these bot authors reassessing how they look at this. A supply depot in a very interesting spot here for Tier T. I assume it's going to lower that as soon as that's done, so it doesn't really matter. I'm curious as far as the positioning of that goes, if it just says build the supply depots around the base, with these two on the left side, or not, whether that'll change up at all. We've now got Eris up at a powerful 67 drones, almost perfect macro there, getting up to such a number at the 5.5 minute mark, now churning out an impressive amount of roaches. That's not going to be as easy for Tier T to handle. We do have that supply depot finishing up there. Overlord now dropping creep on this base. Let's see, Siege Tank shooting away, killing off what I believe was a Changeling or a Zergling there. A second one gets picked off. Almost nothing's died this game, so it has been a pure macro fiesta. Let's see, an armory on the way here for Tier T. Both these bots building up supply. Of course, the bot that has gone for the more eco is going to come out ahead. That's Eris right now. 85 army supply to 32. We know most of that supply is roaches, so it's a little bit inflated, but it's not doubly inflated or triply inflated, which Eris is almost at as far as supply count goes. Now literally at, hold on, maths. No, not quite literally at, almost at. Again, still, triple the supply of Tier T. Now going for a big old roach attack. This is going to be problematic for Tier T potentially. There is 3 tanks, Ghost, Ravens, a Liberator. This is a campaign mission defense style. Auto turrets being dropped down while these tanks get off some more fatty shots. Oh my gosh, this defense is actually insane here by Tier T. The attack from Eris was really impressive. How many roaches were committing in there, but in the end, it's just not enough, and those tanks got off some disgusting shots. 9 kills, 5 kills, 1 kill, but then if we look at everything else, the Liberator getting kills, the Ghost definitely getting some kills off, both of them with 5 kills each. That is just disgusting. As per these replay casts, I'm just going to turn this down a little tick there. Yeah, then let's go from there. Command center on the way for Tier T, getting up towards that 4th base. We see Tier utilizing this base as it did in previous matches, actually getting rid of those minerals, mining them out. The bot author paid attention to that. At least Eris isn't getting hung up on this base and not mining it out. More roaches going down there. If we look at the resources lost, it is not a pretty sight for Zerg fans. 5,700 down to 750. These Liberators killing off more roaches. That is pretty painful. Now, we don't actually have another supply depot on the way here for Tier, being supply blocked. There we go, one just finished up. Or was that? No, was that the base finishing up? Anyway. Yeah. Let's take a look here. Ghosts sniping away on those roaches. Ghosts do one-shot roaches, but only if their snipe is not interrupted by burrow, by attacks, that kind of thing. So, a bit of a harder life there for Tier T. And if we do take a look, there actually is a supply block once again for Tier T. So the bot supply blocking itself. Eris maxed out plentifully with a boatload of overlords, I guess. More than that really needs. Interesting behavior there. I don't know if that's just an effect of the Roach Max, the fact that it was shooting up in supply. We've now got a 5th base on the way for Eris, which is good to see. Tier T is still supply blocked, unfortunately. How many units are queued up at this? Just the 1. So, good behavior there as far as not overspending or as far as the behavior goes. But we do have a supply block here from Tier T continuing on. And I'm wondering if that is because of this Overlord pooping out creep. Yeah. Preventing an SCV potentially building. We don't see any buildings queued up, but maybe that's because you can't instantly queue one up. Is there one of these SCVs being selected or something by the bot? I'm curious here. We select Eris. Yeah, it keeps trying to select an SCV, and that SCV is doing nothing. So, yeah, it looks like that is a bit of a glitch out there by the Overlord from Eris. So, bot battles going more so outside the bounds of game mechanics. In the typical sense, the Eris isn't really outplaying, but it's utilizing something that the author, I guess, hasn't taken into account for this base. Tier T has got up a bit more supply. With those extra bases and whatnot going up, but Other than that, yeah, hard capped at 123 supply, more ghosts on the way. 2/2s on the way. Iris tags Baneling landmines, which is great to see. Banelings are incredibly effective, whether they're just burning out scans or what. These Banes are actually hanging out. I wonder if they're going to burrow when a unit gets within range of them or what. Queens spread and creep all over the map for Iris. Iris not taking this restricted base by the minerals, just taking the gold base casually in the center of the map. We're going to see if this base gets taken as well. Ling's burrowed at every base, a very strong mechanic for Zerg bots there. This Ling unburrows, I wonder what its plan is. Is it making room for a drone, potentially, to come over and take this base? We shall see, we shall see. In goes a roach attack towards this planetary fortress. Snipes going down, gonna blanket those roaches, however, just destroy them with the scan. Burrow ain't gonna save those boys. The planetary holding strong thanks to a repair. And Tyr is actually able to just deal a lot more damage to Iris. A ridiculous amount of resources lost comparatively. Iris, however, is teching, pardon me. Gonna have infestors, lurkers, banelings on the way. An attack is now moving out for Tyr. That's pretty aggressive. The ghosts so far, though, have got phenomenal value. Let's see one of these infestors hopping on out. A couple of them out already. A few more on the way. Lurker down on the way. So far, Tyr is still restricted to just a handful of bases. The supply cap still running strong. That has yet to change, partially due to this Overlord, I believe. I can't recall from other Tyr games whether this is where it builds all its supply depots or what. I heard a shock go down. That wasn't on that Overlord. That was on that Overseer, actually. So far, that Overseer and that Overlord still causing a tremendous amount of grief. Tyr's just building up in the resource count. So it's got money to spend, but it's not spending it. Down about 80 supply of what it could be. Getting all the upgrades and whatnot. Rich in cash money. That really raises the question as far as Tyr's behavior goes, whether it is supply-based, which would be understandable as a bot author, but this is something that you got to think of. You really want your bot to have a ton of redundancy, and that's whether you need your bot to alter its behavior based on whether it gets continuously supply blocked. And that is something that bot authors may need to take into account following this game. Lings and Infestors are actually able to crack that planetary. That is a huge, huge deal. Lurkers coming on in now. No more bases getting up here for Tyr. That's actually lowering its supply cap. More SCVs are on the way. EMP's going down on the Infestors. A couple of snipes going down, picking off some of those lurkers. The ghosts took a lot of damage, but they stayed alive. That was a big blow, though, to Tyr. Losing supply when it's actually not increasing that anymore. That Overlord did actually get pushed away, though. Iris. No, maybe it wasn't pushed away. Iris utilizing Creep Dropper Lord. 1300. I'm not sure where it was. I guess it was just heading towards this base. But that could potentially free up more supply for Tyr. And there it goes. Just all those depots getting thrown down. That one spot, I guess, being blocked prevented all these other depots being built. That really is something that's quite interesting when you look at the way these bots, but then also quite reasonable. It's programming. It's very linear. Such a blip can happen. And now we do see Tyr going to be going up in that supply, spending all of its money. Iris has just lost an extreme amount of resources to trade out against Tyr. However, with killing that bot, that will cut down some of the resources available. Iris is now mining from, or going to be mining from this base as well. So it's got a ton of money at its disposal. That last attack was infinitely more efficient than the previous. I know you're saying, oh, 26,000 resources lost for Iris to the resources lost of Tyr. If we went back a minute, it would be like 1,000 to like 20,000 or something like that. So it's actually looking a lot better for Iris than it did, and potential trades from this point on could make that situation better. Tyr is securing up this base. A Hydra is attacking these rocks, but there's a base right there that could be a target. That is not going to be the case, though. Lots and lots of ghosts on the way for Tyr. Now that max supply cap is opened up, we have 20 ghosts out for Tyr. Banelings and Fungals are actually getting incredible connections there, though, for Iris, killing off at least half the ghosts. those Fungals and Baneling combos were huge. There's not that much Zerg left here behind this, but I'll dare say that that was a decent trade for the Zerg bot. Yeah, that was about 4,000 resources to 4,000. If Iris can keep making trades like that, this game could really be up in the air. Tiers keeping this base going is a big deal. But yeah, that was huge for Iris. We're going to see the Zerg bot max out again on this superior economy, like happens in 1v1 pro matches, like happens in the GSL. The Zergs play this mass-based style. The Zerg bots are playing this match-based style. This mass-based style. Pardon me. This is interesting. It makes you wonder: is this a result of that, or is this just the way the game naturally trends as far as Starcraft goes? A big attack coming in here for Iris. Snipes are going down as these ghosts are coming in to reinforce. Will this planetary fall before that? That's the question. SCVs are going down as they try to repair. Lurkers are on this planetary. The planetary does go down, so that's a big deal. Resources are being lost on both sides. A little bit more for Iris, but getting some decent trades. Lurkers getting some shots off. That one kills 2 ghosts before it goes down. That little things like that. I know I say little, but really it's not. That's huge. As Tier is unable to get a clear cleanup. It was a decent trade. I'm not sure if it's enough, though. The math gets really wonky from here out. A Terran bot that's on 4 bases trying to get up a 5th against a Zerg bot that's on 7 bases. It's really tough to say. Resources lost are closing, though. That gap getting closer and closer. But then, of course, there's the potential that one of these bots will really screw up and take a bad trade. There's always that possibility. You never really know till you watch the games. Lots of Hellbats, lots of ghosts here. The army of Tier is phenomenal. This base, however, does get cancelled once again. And if that's the case, that's really going to improve the tradability for Iris. These Lurkers seem to be a tool to get good trades for the Zerg bot because they're tough to attack into, regardless of whether they're seen or not. This Lurker just getting shots off. Oh my gosh, killing off so many units. There's a scan that allows it to be picked off. It's a little late, though. There was a Raven there, but that bot didn't get picked off. I guess that was just positioning there that didn't work out. Okay, drones running away from the space, though, as Tier now is electing to move out and attack, get some damage done. We've got Banelings, Lurkers, even a Spine Crawler on the way for Iris. Who knows if this will come into effect. But if Iris can take, say, 1 or 2 good trades, the bank of Tier is empty. Iris is mining more. This gold base, however, going to be under fire. Snipe goes down, hits that queen. She is gone. Lurkers running about. Infestors running about. We'll see if there can be a good engagement. Banelings are rolling forward. I'm not sure if the Baneling count is what it needs to be to deal with this kind of composition, though. The more Banes, really, the better. A couple of Hellbats tanking a little bit there for the Zerg bot. Infestors are in a beautiful position, though, as this Terran army runs forward. Oh my gosh, that is so much damage getting done. Iris down to 130 supply, but that was almost all the ghosts that got eliminated there for Tier. This attack potentially going to get shut down. The Liberator going to be doing work. Most of the tanks are gone, though. It is really just the 2 Liberators in the sky. We'll see if any anti-air is going to get positioned to deal with this, as I mean, Iris does need the space. This is knocking it down to a 5-base Zerg against a 4-base Terran. Resources lost, definitely in favor of the Terran bot. The Zerg bot doing what it can. Resources are not bountiful for either player here. Banelings connecting on that tank. Lurkers, are they going to finish them off? No, the vision isn't actually there to see that siege tank. Overseers give the vision, but the spines fall short. Were those spines actually cancelled by the lack of vision there? Is that something that happens in StarCraft? I think that might be the case because of how Banshees behave when they're shot by a Viking, but then they get into the cloak range, so that's really interesting. I don't think I've encountered that too much before. This game is now 19 minutes in. It's a phenomenal Terran versus Zerg. Tier definitely in the supply lead still. Not securing any more bases. Iris, is it going to secure this base up? We shall see. Is it going to secure this base up? We shall see. Really, it's just spending all its resources on Hydras, and it may need them. The army composition, though, is changing. Less ghosts for Tier, more Hellbats, more Marauders. And the Marauders aren't going to be the best. No stim or anything for them, but then there's still Marauders with a Medivac to support them. The Zerg bot definitely needs a bit of time or something to come back in this game. Picking off these Vikings with the Hydras, that's a big deal, particularly if it derps out the AI there of Tier. We see one more of those Vikings go down. These other 2 are hanging out. The Hydras are trying to chase them down. Liberators going back and forth for tier. This behavior of these Hydras trying to chase down these Vikings is truly phenomenal, by the way. Who knows? This could be an eternity that these are stuck here. More Hydras are on the way for Eris, however, just pumping out at 73 workers. We're even seeing some long-distance mining, which is incredible behavior to see from a bot, to say, hey, I can't afford a base right now, but maybe you guys should skedaddle over here and pick up what you can. I was actually wondering about that as far as late game behavior goes from bots, whether programmers would throw in a check to say, hey, you're not really taking another base here, just go get whatever other minerals are free on the map. We see Eris take a base, I guess this one because it's got the most resources available. This one in the bottom right, not securing that is a bit odd. We see an attack coming in. This could potentially be the game ending here. Banelings are out, Infestors are out, but Ghosts are getting huge snipes off on Hydras. A large chunk of the army just disappeared there. There is, however, Infestors, Lurkers and Infestors still in this army. No energy really for the Infestors there, but the Terran bot is retreating, partially to attack this base down here. Unfortunately, that is going to be killed. It's cancelled, at least. But that is big damage to Eris. Okay, Snipe's going down. It looks like Eris is going to come out ahead here, or come out behind here. Tier going to come out ahead. Yeah, and Lurkers going down. The trades weren't half bad at the end there. I mean, it's 59,000 to 31,000. That gap did close at points in the game. The trades weren't awful. Not securing this space, or it actually did secure this space through its own long-distance mining behavior. I imagine that's what allowed it to take this. I should have paid more attention to that. But those minerals definitely weren't mined out until an opportune time. Who knows, maybe Eris wins the rematch with with a little check or something to mine out minerals at a base before taking it. Who knows? Let's see here. Spire's on the way. That's a little bit hopeful when there's 10 ghosts out on the map. There really isn't any way Eris is going to come back in this game. So all I'll say at this point, ladies and gentlemen, is Merry Christmas. I apologize if I sounded a little bit nasally in this cast. I just ate some real spicy food. Who knows what I got over the holidays, seeing family and whatnot. All the colds going around these days, but I'm glad to be able to cast this game. I'm going to keep playing some video games with the rest of my time off. And yeah, thanks so much to everyone for tuning on in. We'll watch this get cleared on a note, but I believe that is it. Join the Discord, which is linked down below. You can suggest your own replay casts. If you even want to play one of these bots and send me the replay of that, go ahead. I'll probably cast it. Join the Discord where you can do that. Consider becoming a channel member. That's the best way to support the channel as far as future content goes. It goes a long way. But then, yeah, I'm just going to keep checking out these bot games as they advance. Yeah, lots of things being picked off here. Overlords running. They're running as fast as their little Overlord bodies can fly away. And they're gone, they're gone, they're gone. The rest of this being taken out. A whopping 70,000 APM. We're going to hit 80,000 here for tier. That is causing my PC to lag and melt, but surprisingly less than you'd think. That is a lot of APM. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching.